So I got two questions for you. So one is, so the part about you can hand the phone over and not give the password. What happens if I do that? You're the FBI agent.
No,
you knock on the door.
You're stuck.
I say, here's my phone.
Good, that you've complied with the warrant.
You ask me for password. If I say I'm not going to give it to you,
no.
What can you do?
So what they can do is they could try to bring you before a court under a threat of contempt and try to get you to compel to give you the password. But those cases are limited to national security where there's imminent threat to national security.
Okay, so Peter, so perfect. So Peter Strzok yesterday, not yesterday, a couple of days ago, tweets this on September 14th. He tweets this, and I would share it, but I'm uncomfortable. It may drop you, so we're not going to risk sharing it. We'll share it afterwards. He says, at this point, FBI may have more cell phones than Verizon, okay, than a Verizon store. Giuliani, Victoria Townsend, Michael McDonald, Scott Perry is referencing you, John Eastman, Jeff Clark, Boris Epstein, Mike Roman, Mike Lindell, and then this is the last sentence, and this is a question for you and Congressman Perry. The FBI can't seize any of them without probable cause. They contain evidence of a crime. Is he right about that last statement?
All right. So the reason why I asked the congressman now, it doesn't necessarily mean that the congressman, and by the way, again, I'm not trying to encroach your learned counsel, but that a affidavit in support of a search warrant does have to suggest that there's crime, there's fruits that may be borne out in seizing that item. That doesn't necessarily mean the recipient of the search warrant is a target or a subject of the criminal activity. The congressman could have been talking to or communicating with someone else who may be the subject and target. And that begs a little bit of the rub here, because generally speaking, in my world, they would be able to get that side of the conversation through that other individual, meaning execute the warrant against that other individual. So if there's a search warrant that was executed for the seizure of the congressman's phone, there is an affidavit that's under seal, by the way, and this is different than Donald Trump. His affidavit, he does not, and I will assume, Congressman, you haven't been given the affidavit, correct?
I have not. I have not, but
generally, go ahead.
But we confirmed that day with the Department of Justice. My attorneys confirmed that I am not the target of the investigation.
So
Didn't stop from taking the phone. But.
So that tells me then someone that he was talking to, or allegedly, someone he was communicating with, is a target or subject of a criminal investigation, and either their content of that communication is unavailable or no longer available, and the only way they were trying to then get that communication was through this witness. So the congressman, at best, would be a witness.
So then that's the last question, and then Congressman Perry, if you got any final thoughts for the audience or any rebuttal on what I'm asking here is, so what if in that moment the 3 FBI agents are standing in front of the New Jersey waterfront home that he's on vacation for a month, in the month of August? It's August 14th, I believe is the date. What if in that moment he says to one of his kids, hey guys, can you go to the garage, grab a hammer, bring the hammer out, and I start breaking the phone? I think somebody's done this before in the past. What if he starts breaking the phone right in front of the FBI?
He'd be immediately arrested and charged with obstruction of justice immediately.
How come that didn't happen in the past?
Well, look, the difference is, and I know who we're talking about.
Of course.
Okay?
Sweetheart.
So she was not the recipient at the time she took chemicals in a sledgehammer to destroy a computer server. Had she done that in realizing that a search warrant was imminently being served upon her and did that, that individual would be charged with obstruction and tampering and destroying of evidence.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.